All right. So my name is Sam. The Dipsea is my favorite race. I'm a third generation Dipsea competitor. Been running it since I was a teenager. I worked with the Dipsea committee to put together this virtual awards ceremony today. I'll be handling the technology. For the sake of brevity, only the only black shirt winner to speak tonight will be the race winner. As a reminder to everyone about Zoom, please do stay muted throughout the ceremony. The ceremony will, as I said, be recorded. And if you have a speaking role tonight, make sure your name is spelled out in your square so that I can find you and spotlight you. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dipsea committee member Dave Albee.
Thanks, Sam. I really appreciate it. First of all, I want to thank all you runners and all you volunteers for your patience and persistence in making the 110th Dipsea finally happen after a 17-month delay. We thank all of our dedicated and hardworking volunteers, including Bill Glosser, Tony D. Pasquelli, Chris Azar, and Alelia Johnson, whose excellent photos contributed to the slideshow and the images you saw in the waiting room before this program. At this time, we would like to announce that the Dipsea Race Foundation is in the process of fundraising for a new permanent bridge over Redwood Creek in Muir Woods to replace the plank and connect the Dipsea Trail forever. The plank will be in place, we hope, for the Women's Dipsea Hike on April 30th. If you would like to register for the Women's Dipsea Hike and also make a donation toward the Dipsea Bridge project, you can follow the link. I think it's on the screen. If not, just go to the Dipsea website. So thank you so much. Sam?
Thank you, Dave. I have put a link in the chat. You can open that and follow it later after our award ceremony to check out what Dave just described. Next, I'd like to introduce the Dipsea Hall of Famer, Dipsea historian, and Dipsea race announcer, Barry Spitz.
Hello, thank you, Sam. Thanks for the wonderful job you're doing. Sam also puts together the predictions contest, which is a wonderful addition to the Dipsea. It's my pleasure to introduce the newest member of the Dipsea Race Hall of Fame, the 35th member. She's not able to be on this call because she's in Montana and literally so remote that their internet is not working. But nonetheless, it's a dear friend. She's won the race twice in 2007 and 2011. She has 19 black shirts, the most of any woman. She's won the double Dipsea, and she's won the quadruple Dipsea as first woman, the only one to do that. And there you see her, a great fan of this race, a great supporter of this race, someone, as you could see, who loves this race. Jamie Rivers, congratulations to the newest Hall of Famer, Jamie Rivers. All right. And now, Sam, you take it for the next step. We'll come back and introduce the black shirt winners and the overall champion right after Sam.
Thank you, Barry. Now I would like to introduce the Dipsea committee. We have Chris Nez, Merv Reagan, Dave Albee, and Etta Stickle. And now I'm going to pass it on to Etta.
Thank you, Sam. I have the pleasure of announcing the winner for the Red Tail Hawk Award. This award is awarded to individuals who are either runners, volunteers, and occasionally we award this trophy to outside agencies, such as an individual with the fire department or the police department or highway patrolmen who do very special things for the race and unusual. However, this year, this award is awarded for leadership, dedication, and sportsmanship. And this year, we have selected a volunteer who for 34 years has stood next to Barry and announced, the announcer, Barry Spitz, actually is her husband, but she is very instrumental in feeding him a constant line of bib numbers and names so that Barry can just flawlessly call your name out when you charge for the finish line. And no one can do this better than Barry, and no one can do it better than Pamela Spitz. Like I say, for 34 years, she has done this. And without her, I'm not sure we could do it. So I hope she's going to be with us another 34 years. And so congratulations to Pam. Is she on there?
Thank you so
Hi.
much. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure, Pam.
Thank you.
So with this, I'm going to pass the baton to Chris Ness. Chris?
Unmute, Chris.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm awarding the Norman Bright Award, and the Norman Bright Award is for extraordinary effort in the Dipsea race. In 1937, Norman Bright set course records in both the Dipsea race and the Beta Breakers. 33 years later, in 1970, Norman won the Dipsea race. It's been said during World War II that Norman Bright was rejected from enlisting in the Army due to a slow pulse. Norman then went out, ran 3 miles, raising his heart rate, and immediately reapplied at a different enlistment center and was accepted into the Army. Norman was known for his extraordinary efforts. He believed in dedicating yourself to the task at hand. For extraordinary effort in the 110th Dipsea race, we would like to recognize Dipsea volunteer Andrew Mitchell, captain of the Panoramic Road Control Team. On race day morning, upon recognizing road hazard conditions that were unsafe for runners, Andrew made the difficult and proper decision to shut down an alternate trail from Whitegate to ensure the safety of Dipsea runners. We thank you, Andrew. The race committee appreciates the extraordinary effort you took in that difficult decision on race day morning. For this, we have chosen you for the Norman Bright Award for the 110th Dipsea race. Thank you very much. And I'd like to now hand it back over to Barry Spitz.
Thank you, Chris. That was a dramatic moment in the history of the race, that's for sure. I will present virtually some of the traditional awards before we do the top 35 countdown. The first is the high school trophy for boys. This is a trophy that goes back to 1905 when John Hassard won the Dipsea as a high schooler. And this year's first high schooler, and we'll talk a little bit more about him because he's in the top 35, from Berkeley High School, Oliver Nicholson, this year's high school trophy winner. Wow, they get nice trophies, don't they? And the first girls high school finisher, which was introduced later when women were allowed, from Marin Catholic High School, Eloise Lee. Great picture. Next, we have the first finisher from the Dipsea runner section. And this is a bit unusual this year because this is a man who has finished as high as 8th. He has 7 black shirts. He won the practice Dipsea. He's got a team trophy, but he ran as a runner this year. He ran 1:03:57 with 12 head start minutes and won by almost 2 minutes. Don Stewart. There he is, showing the effort of this race. Good job, Don. He'll be back in Invitational next year, I'm sure. Next, we have the Family Trophy. And this is the second time they've won it. And it's very unusual for a mother and son team to win it. But now they've done it twice in a row. From Lake Geneva, Illinois, Elena Shemyakina and her son, Mikhail Shemyakin, winners of the Allen Beardall Family Trophy, a very special trophy. Congratulations. Then we have the Best Time Trophy. This year, well, I'll say more later when she comes up, because she achieved one of the greatest achievements in the history of the Dipsea, winning the Best Time Award this year, Chris Lundy. Oh, that's a great shot. Wow. Wow. And the winner of the Best Time Male, and he also has a claim to fame when we get to his place, Eddie Owens. Okay, now what you all are waiting for, the countdown of the top 35. And here we go. Number 35 in her debut Dipsea, and it was really a special moment to because somebody very special was waiting for her right at the finish line. Number 35, and you'll see their time and their place and their head start on the screen. So maybe you can get a little ahead of me. There you go. Genevieve Clavier, bib number 35 in her Dipsea debut. Number 34 is a neighbor of mine. She won the runner section in 2011. I just saw her racing down San Francisco Boulevard in San Anselmo yesterday. Tanya Fredericks. Good job, Tanya. Number 33. This is his third shirt. And he knows how to take a good picture. Dominic Vogel, good job, 33. Okay, number 32 in her, this is her first shirt all the way from Portland, Oregon. Fiona Lyon. Good job, Fiona. I have a hunch there'll be more in her future. Number 31, winning his third shirt from Berkeley, George Torgan. Good job, George. That's not a Dipsea photo, but well, maybe it is. Okay, number 30, and I just looked him up today. He made his debut in 1994, his Dipsea debut. This is his second shirt from San Diego, Scott Daisy. He knows how to celebrate. All right, number 29, we've heard his name before. He won the family trophy. This is his first black shirt, though. He's been close before, but this is his first black shirt from Mill Valley, Mikhail Shemyakin. Good job, Mikhail. Number 28, second black shirt from Monte Sereno, Mark Callan. Good job, Mark. Number 27, with his fourth shirt from Berkeley, Daniel Kono. Good job, Daniel. Number 26, with his second shirt, maybe third, actually, I'm not 100% sure. I think third, from Rancho Santa Margarita, John Gardiner. 58:51, pretty good time. Outstanding time. Number 25, the only guy Sam couldn't get a fabulous picture of, maybe because he's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we didn't have all the connections. 60 years old, his second shirt, Steve Leffers. Number 24, and how appropriate. Brad Bryan has moved to number 2 on the all-time list of black shirts with 24. He was tied with Steve Stevens. I will note that 2 men, Jack Kirk and Darrell Beardall, have more top 35 finishes, but many of them were in the pre-black shirt era. So now alone, number 2 behind Russ Kiernan in black shirts, Bradford Bryan. Congratulations, Bradford. Number 3, a new member of as they do in Saturday Night Live when they have the 5 hosts and the 10 hosts, new member of the 10 Black Shirt Club, a pretty exclusive club with fewer than 25 members. From Petaluma, Jared Barlow. Good job, Jared. Number 22, we saw her early because she won the family trophy with her son, and you could see she's got quite a few other trophies, many of them from the Dipsea. From Geneva, Illinois, Elena Shemiakina. Good job, Elena. Number 21, his, I believe, 4th shirt from Mill Valley. Let's get him up there. John Hudson, shirt number 21. Congratulations, John. Number 20, she has been working her way up steadily since debuting in the Dipsea Runner section. She's now 20th. She won the Dipsea Runner section in 2017. Now 20th place from Davis, California, Joni Siegler. Good job, Joni. Number 19. Because it's his first shirt, he forgot about the little traditions, but he sure saved the picture. From Los Gatos, Vitor Rodriguez. First black shirt. Number 18, getting his 3rd black shirt. And you can see he's also got a team trophy cup, which I totally forgot. So I'll have to do that. From Mill Valley, Jeffrey Stern, also part of the winning team, which I passed over, so I got to do it now. Hang on, Sam. The winning team was the Pelican Inn Track Club, Cliff Lentz, Alex Varner, Gary Gellin, Jeffrey Stern, and John Hudson. There they are. The Pelican Inn Track Club won the team trophy, which is another one that goes back to 1905. Sorry to have gotten that out of order, but we'll be seeing these guys in about 2 minutes. Okay, sorry, Sam, if you can get back now to number 17. This is his first, okay, Sam, can you get back to 17? Sorry for that little wrinkle there. Uh-oh, Sam's still smiling, I hope. There we go, 17. From San Francisco, his first black shirt, Charles McNulty. Good job, Charles. Number 16, we saw him earlier. He got the high school trophy and his first black shirt from Berkeley High School in Berkeley, Oliver Nicholson. Thanks, Oliver. All right, number 15 is another first black shirt. Scratch runner from Berkeley, Patrick Wachter. And now that I look through this, only 2 scratch runners got black shirts this time around. Patrick was one of them. All right, Number 14 in the second fastest time by any woman, from San Rafael, Amy Cameron. Great job, Amy. That's a fabulous time. Okay, number 13 became at age 11 the youngest black shirt winner in 9 years. From Mill Valley, Erhan Elliott. Great job, Erhan. You'll be having quite a black shirt collection, I'm sure. All right, number 12. From Simi Valley, California, 65 years old, James Moore, 12th place. Excellent, excellent effort, James. He was, I believe, first black shirt. 11th place, winning her 18th black shirt. She's won the race twice. She's only one behind Jamie Rivers in the women's black shirt category. From Larkspur, 11th place, Diana Nelson Fitzpatrick. 11th place. 10th place. He won the runners section last year in an amazing time. He said he was injured this year. This is a guy that may well win this race or certainly be in the top 3 in the future. From San Francisco, Paddy O'Leary. And he's got quite an Irish brogue. I wish he could speak, but we're all muted now. All right. Number 9. This is his 6th shirt. And he's been 9th before. From Mill Valley, Gary Gallen. Good job, Gary. All right. Now things are really getting heavy. When you talk about the greatest performances in Dipsea history, this one's got to be right up there. Because Chris Lundy not only won her 9th best time award, which is the most of any woman and tied with Alex Varner for the most of any person, she did it at age 51, which is mind-boggling, mind-boggling. She's also won this race twice. From Sausalito, in one of the great performances of Dipsea history, Chris Lundy. Congratulations. Wow. And appropriately in 7th place, second fastest man this year, but he has 9 best time trophies, most of any man, now tied with Chris for most of anybody. From Mill Valley, only 36 years old. What a future ahead. Alex Varner, 7th this year. 6th place, 8th black shirt. And he was coached by Joe King, a Dipsea Hall of Famer. He's going to win this race one year. From Berkeley, Darren Banks. 5th place, winning his 21st black shirt, moving into the very rarefied air. And we used to have a little expression in our little Dipsea group, be like Chris, because this, be like Cliff, because this is a guy that enjoys this race, runs it with bravado, and always does well. From Brisbane, California, actually former mayor of Brisbane, California, Cliff Lentz. Great job, Cliff. All right, here's another candidate for the greatest performance. About a month before the Dipsea race, somebody emailed me, said he wanted to buy a book. And he came over and he said he was very interested in, because he couldn't find a list of the fastest times ever run in the Dipsea. So I've had these before, and okay, so Eddie Owens came over and we started talking, and he certainly has very fine credentials from Princeton, but he was talking pretty good stuff. And okay, I've heard that before. Eddie Owens, you proved yourself right, because he not only won the best time trophy, but his time of 40, his actual time from scratch of 47:47 is the 18th fastest ever run. And this year, as you know, the course was significantly longer due to the moors instead of the panoramic highway. And Eddie personally says it cost him 25 seconds. Other runners may have different attributes, but I believe Eddie's. If you deduct that 25 seconds that he would have got normally, that puts him at 47:22, which is equal to Norman Bright's 1937 record that stood for 33 years. In his Dipsea debut, Eddie Owens ran an astounding time and finished fourth. Congratulations, Eddie Owens. What a performance. Number 3. This man has won 4 Dipsea races, and he was in the lead in this one in November to make it 5, which would have put him alone only behind Sal Vasquez, but he did get caught. He has nothing to be ashamed of. From Kentfield, 4-time winner of the race, this year 3rd, Brian Pilcher. Okay. And here's another one of these stories you just cannot make up, and it's why the Dipsea is the greatest race. Apology, Boston Marathon. Great. Because the guy that finished second, you can't make this stuff up. His father, Wilford King, was second in this same race in 1955 when he won the best time award. He also won the best. That's 45. That's 67 years ago. He also won the best time award, Wilford, in 1957. Wilford won the Beta Breakers in 1958 and 1959 outright. Dan is the world record holder for age 60 plus in the mile. He's got a 4:51. He's the reigning national cross-country champion in the 60 plus category. He holds the national 5K record, and he came and ran the Dipsea to honor his father. He led the race he was right up there in the battle. What a performance. We'll see him again. Dan King. Congratulations, Dan. Under normal conditions, you'd be up there telling your story, but today we have to reserve that to only the overall winner. And I just noticed his last 3 years, 3, 2, 1. From Colorado Springs, he ran 59:23. He had to beat some mighty fine runners. I looked up his bio, and this is a guy that loves hills. A very rare combination. He loves them going up and he loves them going down, and that's rare. And apparently he's the best downhiller of them all. He'll tell his story, and that story is on a YouTube video in a chat with Mark, Dan King, and Brian Pilcher that I highly recommend all of you view. Sam will post the link to that. It's my pleasure to introduce the winner of the 110th Dipsea, Mark Tatum. Sam, do we have Mark?
Mark, if you're under your own name, I'm not seeing you. You're free to unmute. You're here. I don't think Mark was able to make it.
Could Dan then speak a few words? Yeah, Dan, can you unmute?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, yeah, so I wasn't prepared to say anything here. So, but Barry, you summed it up. I actually grew up in the Bay Area. My dad, I was born in Fremont, then lived in Placerville, California, and then Palo Alto before moving to Colorado. And my dad was a prolific runner. He actually had Olympic aspirations in his prime. He actually trained with Igloy for the Santa Clara Track Club. And the thing that always impressed me growing up is like, this was the race my dad cared the most about. And it was the one that I think perplexed him the most, because one year, the year he was the most fit, he said, of his whole life, he got second as a scratch runner. But the person who beat him was a scratch runner, and he said, I never even saw him on the course. And so my dad, I don't think he really fully appreciated the nuances of Dipsea and the shortcuts. But I just, it was an interesting thing to grow up in a running family and have a dad who was just so enamored with the Dipsea. Literally, it was the race that came up in conversations. Whenever he'd start talking about his past, it was always somehow worked its way back to Dipsea. So like when my dad passed away, my mom made everybody in our family pillows from his survivor t-shirts. So all the kids in my family, who are all good runners too. I have 4 siblings. Three of us ran at the University of Colorado Boulder, and one actually didn't run in college, but she has a bunch of American Masters runners as well. So anyway, it's a special race. I got to do it this year with my daughter, and it really far exceeded my expectations for what it turned out to be. I would love to come back and do it this summer, but I blew out my knee skiing this winter, and I probably won't be running until probably sometime early this summer. So, but thank you guys for the race. Thanks for the event that you've created. It's really unique in the world as far as I can tell, and I've run a lot of different races in different places. And it's just really special. So, hats off to everybody that's associated with Dipsea, and keep this race going because it's really, really special.
Thank you, Dan. And now back to Dave Albee.
Thank you, Barry. And Barry, I love your knowledge of this race and your passion for this race, and you're really a treasure for this race. So thank you again. And we want to say thank you to all our award recipients tonight, and all of you who joined us in this virtual awards ceremony for the 110th Dipsea race, which indeed was cause for celebration for all of us coming through this pandemic. There were actually 882 days between the 109th Dipsea and the 110th Dipsea. I did the math. We also want to thank our sponsors, Crystal Geyser, Alpine Water, Spring Water, Technu, Poison Oak and Ivy, Cliff Bar, Athletic Inc., Title IX, Highway 12 Winery in Sonoma, Lagunitas Brewery in Petaluma, my favorite, Marin Amateur Radio Society, the Buckeye Roadhouse Restaurant, and also Innovative Marketing. Details about the 111th Dipsea will be forthcoming on the Dipsea Facebook page at Dipsea Race, also on the Dipsea Twitter page at the Dipsea, and on the Dipsea website, www.dipsea.org. We also invite you to support the centennial celebration of the Women's Dipsea Hike on April 30th, which will commemorate the final Dipsea Women's Hike in 1922. And of course, we invite all of you to participate in the 111th Dipsea race starting at 8 a.m. on Sunday, June 12th. So again, thank you so much and good night.
Right.
And thanks to the Dipsea Race Committee for all their efforts in putting the race on and the challenges they had to overcome to reschedule the race. Great job.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Sam.